Welcome back, Scratchers. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. I know that was like 1 or 2 days ago. A little bit late on the update video here, but yeah, there's some nice quality of life changes here, and I'm gonna show it to you real fast. This is Scratch Add-ons version 1.40. Let's get into it. Also, I'm on a Mac, and Macs are notoriously. I just spent 10 minutes recording and none of that saved. Need to restart it. Anyways, as I was saying before, I'm on a Mac. This is not my normal computer, and I will be struggling a little bit. But let's show off the first new change, which is actually an update to the pop-up modal.
The key
United of you might be able to notice the old tab design from before. This is what it used to look like, by the way, on the main website. And now we have the slick new design, and also the add-ons tab is moved to the beginning instead of the end, which just reflects how you're usually changing your settings more often and looking at messages or cloud games and whatnot. I think this looks cool. I know a lot of people wanted an update to this tab design, so I bet they'll be really happy about that. Next, the Scratch team actually added a lot of new features recently. For example, this debug menu. If you click here, it just gives you this neat little pop-up modal. Just gives you tips on how to debug your code. It's useful if you're new to Scratch, but let's say you're a really good Scratcher, you're a professional Scratcher. You don't really need this anymore. So what you can do with the customizable editor menu bar has a new option, hide the debug button, and that all that does is just removes the debug button from the top here. Another thing the Scratch team recently added is this. Yes, this is vanilla Scratch. This isn't Scratch add-ons. I think some people were a little bit confused about that, but no, Scratch team actually made this really cool feature. It confirms whether or not you want to delete the sprite. I can cancel it, or I can actually delete it. And then I can undo it. This has always been a thing up here, by the way. You can undo deleting the sprite. But some people, they might not like this new confirmation modal. They might want the old behavior of just immediately deleting when you press the button. And that's what this add-on does. Delete sprites without confirmation. All it does is just removes the confirmation modal and just brings back the old behavior. Next up is an add-on that's been completely Okay, remember earlier I told you I was recording on a Mac? Yeah, I'm having trouble with that. I'm gonna switch to a different mic and hopefully that works. Anyways, an old add-on that's recently been completely revamped is this one, SafeBox's image. What this add-on lets you do is when you right-click a script, it gives you this option, save as an image. This used to be 4 menu options. It was really big and bulky, but now it's just a single menu option, and when you click it, it gives you this sick new modal. It gives you just 3 simple options. You can download it as a PNG image, you can download it as a vector image, and this lets you open it in other apps such as Inkscape, where you can do whatever it is you need to do with it. Or you can just copy it to the clipboard. It'll just copy the PNG image to your clipboard, and what that lets you do is you can go to a different app and then just paste it. So there's another new add-on, Show Project Thumbnail while loading. So let me just leave this off and show you what happens normally. Whenever you're loading a project and downloading all the assets, you see this blue screen with blocks building up, and Sketch Add-ons gives you this little loading bar and stuff, and then the thumbnail will show up afterward. But with the add-on enabled, while the project is loading, it'll replace the blue with the thumbnail, so you can see the thumbnail earlier. That's pretty cool. I like that. So another add-on that got revamped is the sprite pane search. Now, whenever you want to search for a sprite, you have this little button down here. Oh, that's just a slick animation. I love that. So let's say I have a really long sprite list, and I'm trying to find Terra, but I can't find Terra. So what I can do is just search for Terra, and bam. This is actually an old add-on, used to be a thing, but now it's just a different design. It's this little button down here instead of, it was a whole big thing up here. I actually didn't use it because there's such a nuisance of how big it was. Honestly, Scratch Team should add this to Vanilla Scratch. This is so cool, it looks so good, and it's just so useful too. So there's a few small little changes in this latest update. For example, there's this weird add-on. This is not really an add-on that you're going to be using. This add-on has always been a thing. It's just now it actually shows up as something that you can turn off. It's not going to do anything. You can just leave it on. So a few bug fixes for those of you who like to theme your editor with Sketch add-ons. The debugger now supports dark mode and it looks a lot better. Some better colors. If you have custom block colors enabled, and if you were to make a block, it now shows up in this little modal here. That was a bug from before. And there's a few other small changes that you can read here in the changelog. You can access this by clicking the Sketch add-ons icon and clicking the version right here, and it'll take you to the changelog. The Project Video Recorder add-on recently received a new feature that a lot of you guys will enjoy. So now if you record your project, instead of saving it as a WebM file, I think it was, it'll now save it as an MP4 file. Finally! Oh my god. Yeah, MP4 files are a lot better than WebM files. A lot of people were complaining about that. But now, if I was to record it now, you can see it saves as an MP4 file. And MP4 files are more supported by apps such as Discord. So this should cause less headaches for you. Also, it might be a good time to mention that the Sketch Online community Discord server is shutting down, kind of. What we're doing is we're actually archiving it as a public server, so there's not going to be any more public channels like channel and whatever. You can still join the server and get support with Sketch add-ons if you say you need to develop an add-on or you just have a question about something. And in the future, if you have any suggestions or bug reports, you should go over to the Sketch add-ons GitHub repository, go to the Issues tab, click New Issue. I am not signed in right now. You can find the GitHub repository by going to the Sketch Add-ons website. That's sketchaddons.com. Go to Community, then go to Repository. So that's all the new changes in version 1.40. I know I'm a little bit late with the video. I don't have my normal computer. We went on a trip. It's Christmas, you know, yada yada yada. Hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. I think it was 2 days ago. Hopefully Santa came and you got presents or something. And yeah, Sketch on.